Namaste viewers, welcome to Gnana Degula channel. Today we will try to understand space and time a little more in detail. And we'll try to understand them in a little simpler ways also. We'll try. But before we go to the details, I request you to please like, share and then subscribe to my channel. Now coming back to space and time. Space and time are an integral part of our everyday lives. There's no it's different and that is different. It is always there with us. But we have any one of us ever wondered what they really are? What is space? What is time? Of course, philosophers and scientists, they have different ideas about whether they exist on their own or just they help us understand the world. What are the thoughts on space and time? Let's go through a little more in detail. There is some people, realists, we call them some group, think that space and time exist independently of our minds. Even if no one is there to see them, they are still real. So our mind is not there, nothing is there, you think. But you think some rock is there, some rock, some inanimate or some animate, whatever it is there. Whether it thinks or not, it is there. Its existence is there in space, its existence is there in real time, in some time, not real time, it is there. They are still there, they are still real. There are other thinkers, we'll call them as anti-realists, think space and time may not exist on their own. So they say it is not there. Instead, they might just be the way we organize and understand what we experience. See, time we are experiencing, like this, we keep on saying, it's what time it is, all those kinds of things, It is experiencing, we are experiencing that. I have to move from this place to the other place. There the concept of space, time, both are interrelated, interwoven, like one axis and the other is on the other axis. Any point, it would refer to both the axes like this. So they might just be ways we organize and understand what we experience. This is, some people think like that. There is a famous philosopher, Immanuel Kant. He had an interesting view. See, space and time are not things are learned about from experience. So what he meant was, space and time cannot be perceived. Touch means perceived, or through ears, eyes, or whatever the panchendriyas, we are not able to touch them. But they are built into our minds, they are built in our thoughts, they are built in our things, so that they help us to understand the world. This was his interesting idea. Now, space, for example, space helps us know how far apart, how far things are apart. Like, one is on the other side, the other on the side, right? Up, down, all those kinds of things, dimensions. Time helps us to understand when things happen and for how long. There is some time lag also, time length also, length of time. He said space and time are real because we always use them to experience the world. But they don't exist outside our minds. His concept was that whatever we think, whatever we do, whatever that we experience, it's always there. You cannot just separate our thoughts from mind and our mind from space and time. They are always there. But without mind, they don't exist. Without our thoughts, without something, So that was his, explanation. So now, very big, there are two big ideas about space and time. One is called as Absolutism. Isaac Newton believed that space and time exist on their own, like an empty stage where everything happens. Even if there were no objects, the stage would still be there, like the space or time, and they are always there. Everything will fit into that. Whatever you do, it will fit into that. There is one more thought, like Gottfried Leibniz. So his thoughts were that space and time are only relationships between objects. He brings in the concept of comparison, comparative thing, relationship between two objects. For example, if two chairs are far apart, if two things are apart, the space is just the distance between them. If they are far away, it is a little far away. Like this, without objects, there would be no space or time at all. So this looks absurd, but that was his idea. Now, there was an experiment on this. Imagine a bucket of water hanging from a rope. Spin the bucket and the water starts spinning too. The surface becomes curved inwards, it curved inwards. Stop the bucket, but the water keeps spinning. It keeps, and the surface stays curved for a while. So this shows that space exists on its own because the water is spinning relative to something. That is absolute space. So this was one such thing, experiment which he quoted. So, to sum it up, Newton said space and time are like giant, invisible platforms, invisible stage that's always there. It's a stage. It is not like, you can't, you experience it, but you can't comprehend them. You can't understand. You can't just touch them. You can't, they are not physical objects, something like that. The other man said that space and time are just relationships between objects. It's only there for comparison, and then only it happened yesterday, it is going to happen tomorrow, or after a lag of time, and all those kinds of things, It is relationship. Or it is somewhere there and this is somewhere here, like this. So, these ideas help us to think about how the universe works Even today, scientists continue to explore space and time to uncover their secrets. So this is about space and time. I hope this was quite interesting. We thought we'll think over this certain things, before we understand certain things, like space, matter, time, maya, consciousness, jiva, atma, paramatma, biosphere. What is the relationship between away from earth, jiva outside earth, consciousness in jiva, like this, many topics. If you will go through them in each of the coming episodes. Thank you, viewers, for your valuable time in listening to this. I hope this was quite interesting. Please like, share, and then subscribe to my channel. Thank you.